You are listening to the Palestine in America podcast. I'm your host, Nader Ahmoud. Zaki Haj has been pitching for the Palestinian national baseball team since 2021 and has thrown as fast as 91 miles per hour. Haj, whose lineage traces back to Beitunia, a village near Ramallah, notched 3 strikeouts in 3 innings on the mound during the West Asia Cup. He most recently pitched for Florida National University. Palestine in America spoke to Haj shortly after the tournament about who influenced him, what he hopes to achieve, and what he expects from the team moving forward. Your dad grew up out here. Was he into sports, into baseball, that sort of thing? Is he the one who introduced you to baseball?
Grandpa, man, my grandpa, the one that moved from Palestine, believe it or not. So my grandpa, a person that moved from another country, a country that doesn't play baseball, is the one that taught me the game.
So do you know how he fell in love with the game or
As soon as he moved to Chicago, he fell in love with the Cubs. So started watching the Cubs, and he started watching baseball. That's what got him going with Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. He would tell me like they would go back and forth. That's what his that time era. That was like what got him going. Like that's when he really started realizing like, oh, he likes baseball. Like he's into it. But he's
so
always like said that back then. He said they always try to mimic certain stuff, like rather if they were playing with they were using a stick with like a regular white ball, like it wasn't even a real baseball, like it would be a softball, and they would throw it around.
so when you first started playing ball and did your grandfather come to a lot of your games?
Almost every single one, man, for T-ball.
And is there a time where you realized you were really good at it or he realized you were really good at it? Do you have a memory of that?
Honestly, man, and he said that as soon as I picked up the bat, he thought I could see something, but like believe it or not, I ended up moving to a different part of the field. I'm a pitcher now, so but like he said that I always had like he said Edie was a we always. He said it was always strong. He's like my arm was strong, and I was like I never got understood it until I got older. Like I just always had a strong grip to a ball, and it could be a good and bad thing on a baseball field. But like as he's always told me, he's always told me that.
When did you realize you had an arm that you could pitch?
Man, believe it or not, I always had a somewhat decent arm that you could say. But in all honesty, man, like the older I got, the more I started maturing. Like everything started to fall in place. Like I started realizing that it's just more than just throwing because I used to literally just pick up a ball and throw. You know what I mean? Like it goes more into like active warm up when you start getting older. Like that's why I say matured. But like honestly, man, when I was probably like 12, in all honesty, I was like, because 12 is like a serious age where you start realizing like, oh, okay, like everything's working out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep playing, like, because I feel like that was the age 12, 13 is when people stopped playing. After like before high school started. You know what I mean? They like realized like, oh, okay, if I really don't like baseball, I'm not gonna keep playing.
What's the hardest you've ever thrown?
Hardest I ever thrown was 91, man.
How did that feel when you first hit over
I
90 the first time?
on the arm because it was a velo bullpen, so it was constantly just throw after throw. You know what I mean? It was like working up. So I started off, believe it or not, I started off at like as low as 85 in the bullpen. So 85, 85, 86, 86. It's like it was one of those where it was like an on to ramp. So it was like 85, 86, 86. And then I started realizing that like the higher I got towards my pitch count in my bullpen, that's when I started sitting at a higher number. So like towards that in the bullpen, you start to see 89, 89, 89, you start to see it. So it's like getting feel of like throwing at a higher velocity and getting used to that same intensity over and over and over again. It's just repeating it. You know what I mean? It's just getting feel. So it was one of those where like everything was working. You know what I mean? But like it also shows that I mean I have it in me every single time. It's just you got to produce it, whether it be like anything mental that stops you or whatever. You just know that it's in the tank. You know what I mean? That and believe it or not, it could be more. Can be in the tank, and you're just not showing it or using it. But who knows, man?
So right now you're where are you at right now?
Like velocity wise.
No, 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 no. Like where are you playing right now?
Oh, right now I play at Florida National University down in Miami.
And you pitch for them, right?
Yeah, I'm a starting pitcher hopefully for them, or might come out of the bullpen. Who knows? We'll see what the starting. We'll see what the rotation is for here.
Is it a different mentality, like preparing for a game, whether you're a starter or coming out of the bullpen? And
For sure, man.
can you take us through your process for each one?
Yeah, for sure, man. Starting a reliever and a closer, it's all three different positions, and that's what I had to come to. That's what I come to a realization, especially when we're talking about velocity right now, is because that's honestly why I think one of my main reasons why my velocity fluctuated like over the years was because I had to like adjust as a pitcher. I had to know as a starter, I can't just go in there throwing the ball 110% every single pitch. Yeah, the gun might say 89, 90 miles an hour, but it ain't gonna be. You're not gonna have 90 miles an hour in the tank in the fourth inning. You know what I mean? And like your control might be like definitely deceived by a lot as well. So it's like you're only hurting yourself and you're hurting your team, especially if you're gonna be a starting pitcher. But as a starting pitcher, man, you gotta. It's definitely more. You know that you got to get more feel. You definitely got to take longer warming up to get more feel of all your pitches. And I always like to think about I got 4 pitches, so I like to think about that. At least 3 of them got to be on target, got to be working for me to work. You know, bare minimum 2. You could get out with a fastball slider, but fastball slider changeup now and then a sinker. You know that's kind of hard to hit, but when you got at least a 3 pitch mix, man, it definitely works. So in my bullpens, I like to definitely take time, make sure I got feel of every single pitch. All right, I got the fastball down. All right, I got the changeup down. I got the slider down as a starter. You know, you want to make sure everything's working, and you know that. Okay, you got a 12 o'clock start time. That's gonna be the first pitch. You got if it takes you an hour to get feel, that means I'm gonna get going around 10:30. Make sure I'm on the mound by 11 o'clock getting feel. You know what I mean? But as a reliever, man, you could just it's you got to just always stay hot. You know what I mean? Reliever and closer is kind of same mentality in a way, but as a closer, it's just you're saving the game. You know what I mean? And as a reliever, you're holding the game in a way. But a reliever and a closer, man, you always got to stay high. You got to always stay loose. So I like to, in the beginning, I like to always at least get some sort of active stretching in beforehand. Like I don't even have to throw it. I don't even have to throw a ball. Like I don't even have to throw a ball for me to get like some sort of warm up. I'm just saying like any sort of dynamic of me doing some like knee jumps or anything like that. You know, just get the blood flowing. Then when I know I have to start getting close to start getting in, you know what I mean? When I got to start picking up the baseball and throwing, I want to go through another dynamic warm up, and I want to go through an actual like I'm on the ground. I want to go through a deep stretch, make sure everything's loose before I even get on the mound. And as a reliever, you got to make sure you're hot. You got to make sure you're loose. So as soon as the coach tells you get going, you got to make sure you got at least 10 bullets in to get going. You know what I mean? If the coach says, "Hey, last batter, I need you ready," you got to be ready. So you know what I mean? So you got to expect 10 pitches. You're ready to go. You're ready to fire on that mound. You know what I mean? So it's you got to be quick. You got to be quick to get ready, man. When you're as a reliever and as a closer, but as a starter, it's a different approach. As a reliever and a closer, you don't really got to save as much throws, and you can rear back and throw the hell out of the ball. You know what I mean, man? But as a starter, you can do that. As a starter, like if you got 2 outs and there's 2 strikes, you can rear back and let it eat, 90 miles an hour, and if it goes sailing, it goes sailing. You got another pitch, and there's 2 outs already. But as a reliever, you got so many batters to worry about, man. You know what I mean? So every batter matters. So if you're walking that one guy trying to throw 91 miles an hour through the guy's head, really ain't gonna do you no good, and really ain't doing the team no good. And it took me a while to realize that, man, because I used to always like think velocity, 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 velocity. And it's cool to throw hard. It's amazing to throw hard. It's a very good feeling on the inside, but it's kind of selfish as a pitcher if that's the only thing you're gonna worry about. If it's not gonna work always.
Is the fastball your favorite pitch?
Nah, honestly, man, it really isn't. I used to love throwing the fastball until I started killing my arm. But honestly, man, because I realized that I don't have to do too much to the ball, and it's cool seeing the ball tail into a guy. It's get a lot of jam jobs. You know what I mean? It's a pitcher's pitch. It's a crafty pitch.
So I want to relive this moment with you. And some people, I mean, this might be a podcast episode down the line. So for the people who can't see what I'm showing you on the screen, you were the opening starter for us for the team Palestine in Pakistan at the West Asia Cup versus Nepal. You held down 2 innings for us. And this scene right here, there's 2 on, nobody out. And take us to this moment of your first international strikeout.
Man, it was definitely a crazy moment. I know exactly what video you're showing right now. That
So
was
what
a
were you
crazy.
thinking after you got that strikeout right there?
Like I wish I could hear the sound right now because my teammates around me, or my teammates behind me, I should say, was gave me the best feeling ever. Honestly, it was just showing. It just felt like, honestly, it was like that strikeout right there. You just picture everything all on one picture. Like I remember playing in a Downers Grove league with all my boys, and then it's like we're in Pakistan right now. You know what I mean? We're in Pakistan doing this. We're in the West Asia Cup. I just struck out. I just struck out a batter from Nepal. Like, that's why I took a step back off the mound. I'm just like, I just did that. Let's go on to the next man. You know what I mean? It's like back to work.
I feel like that's exactly right there. You settled down right after that. And
Yeah,
things were a little bit rough for you at first, but you
for
came
sure.
back and you kind of showed what everybody was, because people were whispering about you throughout the first couple of days that we were out there. Oh, that's the guy that throws 90. And so you kind of showed them what they were fearing all week.
Yeah, man. I personally feel like they didn't even get like the full Zaki Haj. You know what I mean? Not even close to like the Zaki Haj that Team Palestine knows. But you know what I mean? They
Yeah, I
got
didn't
some
hear that
sort
many grunts. I didn't hear enough grunts, bro.
of runs. Exactly. You know it, man. And you were videoing me, and I heard some of the video, and I was like, yeah, I wasn't even grunting. I mean, you knew that like my approach was gonna be a little different after the first inning because I realized that like, well, one, knowing the team, like the strategy of the team, like it plays a role. Like that wasn't a team that I needed to rear back and try to throw the hell out of the ball every single time. Like they were gonna struggle with 80 miles an hour right down the middle. You know what I mean? But especially with movement. But yeah, it was definitely a really good feeling, man. But having my boys behind me was definitely easily the best part of it. Like hearing me at shortstop, hearing Elias at second base, and even hearing Abe, a new third baseman for us that we picked up. You know what I mean? And then also hearing, most importantly for me is like I heard every single guy on the bench cheering, and that's like the best feeling ever, is because everybody's locked into the game, everybody's so dedicated. You know, nobody's wandered off. That's why this team is so special, is because everybody cares, and like when everybody cares, the best results soon to come.
How would you describe putting on the Team Palestine jersey and pitching for Team Palestine on an international stage on the on your Mount Rushmore of baseball achievements?
It's a blessing, man. It's more than a blessing, if anything, to be honest. Like I was just thinking about this the other day. Like that's the best part, is like coming back from a trip and you get to think about all this now, and you get to sit down and think. Like it's really a blessing because you start to see like how much Palestine people in Palestine struggle. Like in all honesty, like how bad they really struggle, and like how a lot of these kids don't even they're so scared to wake up the next day. So it's like now we're playing for them. You know what I mean? So it's like it's more than a blessing that I could represent my country doing something that I love, and that's playing this game. You know what I mean? Like I never thought in a million years that I'd be playing baseball for my country. I never thought that my country would ever. I never thought baseball was going to be the sport that my country would ever like dive into, and I was always praying that that was going to be a thing because I knew that it was something I was good at, and I was like, I hope that there's 8 more other Muslim brothers that could be just as good as me or even better, and help me lead a team to like to take this, because I was like, why can't we be the team that be better than Team USA, or to be better than Team Mexico or Team Dominican? You know what I mean? It's like, why can't we? Like, okay, yeah, they've been playing for whatever how long, but it's like I
Yeah,
just
but did this tournament kind of allow you to dream of that even more? Did that dream become more realistic after
yeah,
going to Pakistan?
hell yeah, man, because that dream became a reality in Pakistan. Now we made it. Like now we actually made it. We're on to the next round. Like this is a reality now. Now it's like I'm living in it. So now it's like everything's about to start up. Like I feel like we're just getting started now. We're about to go to Taiwan. Like that's where the real show's about to come. You know what I mean? That's where the real competition is. That's our ticket. that's our ticket to prove ourselves. You know what I mean? We proved ourselves here. Now it's time to prove ourselves on the world stage. I feel like this was the international stage of our side. Now it's time to look on a whole nother side, but complete on the world stage. You know what I mean? On a professional level, where I think we definitely deserve. And this is what we all wanted. This is what this is what's impacting the world right now, especially in Palestine right now. Like
How did
hearing
it
all.
feel? How did it feel seeing all those videos and pictures of people watching us in Palestine?
It was definitely heartwarming, man. It was the most heartwarming thing, and seeing a little kid wrapped around with a Palestine flag watching our game, that's the most heartwarming thing. It's like, wow, he's not only is he in Palestine right now, he's watching our game, like watching us play. He could be doing anything else. He's watching us play. He realizes the feeling and the strong empowerment of like, oh, we're representing for a country. Like, and that's the best part about it is like, this ain't no joke. This is serious? You know what I mean? Like everybody's treating as this is our life. You know what I mean? So this is like maybe a ticket to a closure to freedom. You know what I mean? Like a ticket to like one step closer to like being free.
So we talked a little bit earlier about, what this, like, where this ranked for you. What other accomplishments have you? What are the other big accomplishments in your baseball career?
Other big accomplishments, man, is now honestly I'm playing at the college level. You know, you see 7%. It's a 7% level that people play college baseball. You know what I mean? It could be. It's very hard. It's not. It's a commitment. That's what I realize it's hard. So I used to always think, oh, people can't play college baseball because it's like skill level. You know what I mean? And also, yeah, skill level plays a role, but like there's multiple things that come into like consideration when you know what I mean. So it's not only just about that. So I realized that like it's a commitment level, and not a lot of people could be committed to this college baseball thing. You know, the waking up early, going to practice for whatever how long. You know what I mean? Every single day, and it's been a long career, man. I started my college career in Southern Illinois. I moved all the way to middle of nowhere in Iowa, and now I'm in Miami, Florida. You know what I mean? So it got me somewhere, but and who knows what's in store for later on. But like baseball's taken me many places. It's taken me 3 states already at college level, and it's a blessing, man. I get to travel the world. I get to meet new people. I get to see different environment. I get to see different baseball. I get to see life on the other side in a way. You know what I mean? So I'm learning. So like I feel like this is the biggest accomplishment is I'm living through it right now. Like this is my time, my era that I'm living through, and I'm not taking it for granted one bit. In all honesty.
I want to ask you to think back to when we first, got together and playing summer league in Downers Grove, Illinois, like the first summer that we did that. Okay. Thinking back to then, did you think that this was a possibility that a group of 15 of us, 15 Palestinian guys, plus 5 guys from Gaza, would meet up in Pakistan and actually play in an international tournament? Or did it feel like back then that it would always be kind of like backyard baseball in a way?
In all honesty, I got mixed emotions always, man. Always had mixed emotions on it. I was like, so is this gonna be an actual like something serious, or is this gonna be, we're just gonna keep whooping golden nuggets every weekend? We're gonna keep starting beef with the golden nuggets every Sunday. But no, man. In all honesty, I don't know. I had mixed emotions, but like towards the end of the season, I was just like, this could be something so valuable. Why are we not taking a chance on it? You know what I mean? I started realizing like we have some talent, and I started realizing that there was more talent. There was definitely more talent. We live in a world, you know what I mean? Like how many? There's even right now, like there's more people out there that play baseball that are our nationality that we do not know. And this tournament right here that we just did, not to go off topic, but this tournament right here just opened up the eyes for the other Palestinian people, especially the ones that knew about the tournament and just didn't know like if they wanted to do it or whatnot, or for the ones that had no clue about it. This just opened the eyes like, oh, there's a team Palestine, like I can represent my country now. So we did it in every aspect. We put ourselves on the map right now, and like this is amazing. Like I even know it doesn't really matter what I thought back then because Now, what I think now is we're gonna win the Asia Championship in Taiwan. Like that's what matters is we're here.
Yeah. So how do you think the team should prepare for Taiwan?
In every aspect, man. It goes from how you start your day, from what you're eating, from what you're putting in your mind. That's the one thing too that I want to say that I even overlook as a person is like, what are you putting in your mind? Like, what's in your daily feed every single day? Because that brings off your vibe. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you're committed. Like, oh, okay, we're going to Taiwan in November. That's our focus. Nothing else is interrupting that right now. Nothing else is getting in our way right now. Nothing's going to stop us. You know what I mean? So it goes from everything from when you wake up from until you go to sleep. It's like how you're preparing yourself for every single step of your day. You know what I mean? There's a lot, man, and we got to definitely prepare more than what we prepared for in Pakistan. We got to prepare 3 times the amount. You know, like now we're gonna be playing a couple more Shohei Ohtani's. You know what I mean? So like we're gonna be playing. We're gonna see like 90 miles an hour ain't gonna be nothing down there. Like it's gonna be an average number that we're gonna see on a radar gun. So like it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, but we're gonna adjust to it. That's the one thing I realized that with Team Palestine, we adjusted to every single aspect of anything that came our way. Like anything that was in our face, we adjusted to it very quickly.
I wanted to ask you to talk a little bit about, Coach Abid and the work that he did to bring all these guys together, because just like you said, I mean, there's guys that were a little hesitant, even guys that came with us. Tariq Subah he admitted like, and he is very open about it. He's like, I was like a midnight decision. Like it came down to even like the last day whether or not he was going to come. But can you talk a little bit about how Coach Abid basically recruited all these guys to play?
Coach Abid did. Let me say this: Coach Abid did probably one of the best jobs for his second year being a head coach. We would say second or third year, but this is definitely one of the best jobs I've seen someone do. Like take a role. Like he appreciated every single day. He worked his tail off every single day. I mean, the guy was texting me like to get my visa in at 12 o'clock at night, and I'm just like, man, we texting me at 12 o'clock? Like, go to sleep, man. But it's like he did an amazing job, man. He took care of everything by himself. He took care of 15 plus guys' information. He took care of everybody's documents. He made sure every flight detail was taken care of. He made sure that hotels and rooming on board was taken care of. He made sure that we had food in Pakistan. He made sure that we actually had transportation. He made sure that every single situation became a reality, and he did. He did. He promised us many things, and they all came true. He said, "Take your chance with me. Believe in me in this, and maybe something good will come out of this." And he was right, man. He really was, because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I was like, you know what? There's some doubt. I mean, I feel like it's fair to say that everybody had some sort of doubt. You know, you're going to Pakistan to play baseball. It's like they don't even have baseball over there. It's like, why are we going over there? You know what I mean? But Team Pakistan. But
Yeah, what do you think about Team Pakistan? And I know we lost to them in the finals. Uh, they were the better team that day, but do you think that they're the better team on paper?
no, I don't think so. They have depth. I don't think they're a better team. They had more, where in a way where if they messed up a little more in the beginning, they had more guys that could come in and fill in for their mess ups. You know what I mean? We didn't. Where every single situation had to go our way. Everything had to be played the right way from the start to the end for us to win. You know what I mean? We were relying on the guys that we had, so everything had to be right. But a
Yeah,
team like them,
even I think, and I don't know if you agree with this. I think if we had more innings under our belt as a team, and we got to see a lot more guys in a lot of different scenarios, maybe we would know what people had to offer. But we did a disservice to ourselves by slaughtering everybody.
it was work, man. We had a
We
lot
played
of
14 innings leading up to the finals, so And talk about how a lot of our teammates, like we got a teammate from Los Angeles, a lot of guys never practiced together even, before we got out there.
And that's one thing that I remember telling you at the field, and I told a couple guys was it really amazed me how fast we all got together and like the connection, that team chemistry that we had. Like when we were practicing on that empty grassland, like literally that looked like a war zone area. Like it was very cool to see in a way. Like it was really cool. Like I felt like all the little chatters that we were having, like, oh, nice play. Like everything was like that boy, that boy. It was just like it seemed like we were a group of shabab that all grew up together and we knew each other our whole lives. But like little did they know, some people like we met some people that we never seen like before, and that was the first time we played with them. And if you looked at it from the outside, it seemed like we knew him our whole life. You know what I mean? That was our brother, like something like that. And it was really cool, like to see that, like how good we could be together at a very short time. Like we were really good at a very short time, and it was really cool to see. It was definitely something I want to see again, because I can definitely see us being even better.
What's your ultimate dreams in baseball when it's all said and done? What do you want to have accomplished?
No, this is it. Like you play this game for a reason, and I want to make it. And if I can't make it, if I don't make it, there's other options. You know what I mean? I could go down the school route, which is why I'm in school right now. You know what I mean? As a student athlete, there's two parts to it, but I want to make it all the way. This is my end goal. You know what I mean? I want to play at a professional level. You know what I mean? That's what's in store for me. But you gotta always expect anything to happen. You know what I mean? Like it's going up. It's this is a job now. So like when you get to the college level, it becomes a job. So you could wake up the next day with no job. You know what I mean? It's like going in, you could get fired. You know what I mean? So it's like you go in every single day with the same mentality and expect the most out of it. You know what I mean? And the results don't lie. That's for sure. Um, but now another one of my dreams, in all honesty, with baseball that I want to say is I want Team Palestine to be at the World Baseball Classic. That's my next dream. I want to play with my own country at the World Baseball Classic. I want to be at a professional stage and in a professional tournament with my country. That's my next dream, and that's going to soon, inshallah, be a reality.
That's literally what my next question was going to be, was like, what's your dream for Palestinian baseball? Do you have a dream outside of them playing in the World Baseball Classic? Like, do you hope to see them, maybe have like club teams throughout Palestine or something like that?
Without a doubt, man. Like I hope this becomes I hope this becomes a sport. You know what I mean? I hope this is like opening eyes to the younger generation back in Palestine. Like, oh, okay, what's a bat? What's a ball? What's a baseball? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know what a baseball is. Like, the sport terms are flipped back there. But they don't even know the sport back there. Some people, not some, but a lot of people.
No, a lot of people do. The our baseball and softball federation was created in 2017, so that it's only 6 years old.
That's so soon, and that's crazy to hear that in 5 years or 6 years, like how much we could do. And that's really crazy. That's crazy to hear, because in another 5 to 10 years, who knows? Are we going to be at Team USA's like level? Are we doing what America is doing right now, like with all these tournaments and showcases all going on right
I
now?
mean, look at Team Puerto Rico alone. They're an island, and they got Javi Baez and Maldonado, and they're stacked with MLB players.
That all stars be Hall of Famers on that, man. So honestly, this is we're a step in the right direction right now, because this is going to definitely produce more young athletes in Palestine, or more young students in Palestine to become baseball athletes, and they're going to want to pick up a baseball. They're going to want to learn the game, and like inshallah one day I can be the one to like go to Palestine and teach them how to play the game the right way, and like be a good influencer. You know what I mean? Like, because people taught me all along these years how to play the game the right way. Like, and now for me to do that with someone that comes from my country, from my area, that's going to mean the world to me.
Yeah, but how cool would it be if like you played for Team Beitunia
It'd
and
be amazing.
I'm coaching Team Turmasaya?
That'd be
You better not throw at my batters, bro. I'll charge them out.
that'd be awesome, man. I definitely want to develop a one nation first before I worry about splitting it up and dividing people because that's not. I don't think that's where. I don't think the Palestine should ever get to that in a way.
No,
Palestine,
but like, but you know what I mean? Like the same way, like here in the US, you got like, the Cubs and the White Sox and,
sure.
the Yankees. You got cities have their teams, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
talking
no.
about
But
that.
that's one thing. What I was thinking about that could be a little different. Palestine, it's like okay, we want to bring the game to our country. Let's make it a little different. Maybe like we should have a national team for every single one of these ages. And if they're not ready, they're not ready. That means we're training these kids until then. Like
You want it
maybe
to be
we
like Barcelona, where they got the little like 6-year-olds.
why not?
Yeah,
I've
no, that'd be what's up.
yes, man. Why not develop as many messages as we can? It's like if you want to, I always think about it. You gotta go above and beyond. And I dug a little deeper, thinking like, what can we do a little differently that a lot of these countries do playing this game, and maybe take it a little bit more serious in a way of like a different aspect. That could be something I thought about. I was just like, you know what? Who knows?
Let's take it back to the team that was in Pakistan. On your trip, who was the funniest guy on the team that kept the trip the most liveliest?
The funniest guy in the trip, man. I don't even want to say it because he's my roommate right now, and he's in there. But the, as soon as we came,
Dawood.
that was the funniest thing ever, man. But Mo definitely probably too, man. Mo Abudrabo, easily one of the funniest guys to walk this earth. That he doesn't even have to try to be, but just looking at the guy, he makes you laugh. But Mo is definitely one of the funniest guys over the trip. I would have to say he said some funny stuff. He did some funny stuff. He has some good humor.
Hype up some of your teammates.
Hype up some of my teammates. Every single one of them has something special about them that I could say, man. I could go down the list, but on a baseball note, Amia did an amazing job at shortstop. Dylan did an amazing job at second base. Malik is an amazing player. Did an amazing job all week. Has always been doing an amazing job. And Elias, that's my guy right there. Elias did his job, came in, had to do what he had to do every single time, and that's one guy that you can rely on. That's someone that you can depend on. That you could just put in at any point, and he's going to do what he's going to do. You know what I mean? He's going to do what's been told, and that's a baseball player right there. My boy Nader right there, he got some action out of the left field. You know what I mean? Had to get some flicks out of him. That nice, that nice swing. You know what I mean, man? But like in all honesty, like no, that's what I was saying. Like you're one guy that I don't even like to talk about this right now. Is I talked to Matic about this. I was like, Nader hasn't been playing the game really like us, and he hasn't like been training every single day, and like the fact that he sees like 80 plus and he's making contact with it right now, and that like he's actually getting a hit in another country at it's a professional tournament. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I'm thinking like if I was doing that, like I just started playing baseball, I don't think I'd be doing that. Like I don't think I could get a hit. And then the fact that you are, it's like that's amazing, man. It's like it's really amazing. It's shocking. It's like it's cool to see. It's because like I don't think I myself would have been able to do that in such a short time. And it's like it's cool, man. It's so
I
cool, and
appreciate
it's
that,
fun.
bro. I mean, you're
Fun.
right.
It's fun.
Before I joined the team back, the year and a half ago or 2 years ago or whatever, I had basically retired from baseball and I hadn't picked up a bat in like 6, 7 years. but
I
I,
right there, man.
but I've
You're
always
making
been a contact guy, and I guess I never lost it.
I right there, man. It's like that's a talent. You know what I mean? It's a talent that shouldn't be hidden. And I feel like this is such a blessing for Team Palestine because we have a lot of people on our team that their talents have been hidden for so long that maybe this was a time to show out, you know.
No, I agree with that, bro. Like even Amir, like he was, a D1 pitcher at Chicago State University, and he admitted that he kind of was done with baseball until this.
Eunice,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not what did I say?
NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know why I did
tries
that? Because
he tries
Team
he tries
Pakistan
to
tweeted that thing. You remember that?
he tries to
Adam
be a pitcher.
Musa throws 90 or something.
And moves to Chicago State.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said Adam
Oh,
Musa. But yeah,
no,
Eunice,
like
you know what I mean? He did it. He basically retired from baseball, and then he came in and shut out Sri Lanka.
yeah.
That's wild.
Let me shout out a couple more guys because there's a couple more guys that I'm missing out on. I even want to shout out. You know what I mean? Like even goes from Ala. Like Ala is another person. You know what I mean?
Bro,
That I want to shout.
that double he hit, the double he hit.
Power, man. You know what I mean? Like that was really impressive. You know what I mean? Like he's been putting in the work and it shows. You know what I mean? This is cool. This is a lot of grit from this team, and it goes. The list goes on from Adam coming in. It just keeps going on. Adam comes in,
7 innings, bro. He
seven
leading into the finals, he pitched half our innings.
seven scoreless innings the whole tournament. Like that's like came in and shoved. Like he had one job, he shoved. He came in relief after me. I mean, no, he came in and closed the game and got the save. You know what I mean? And then instantly on a 1-day rest came back and threw 5 scoreless innings. Like hats off to him, man. Like Adam came in, did one job, and he got it done. The list can keep going on, man. Just keep going on.
So Zeki, we're out of time, bro. We got a minute left. It was a pleasure talking to you, bro. Congratulations on the second place finish at the West Asian Cup. What's one thing you want people to know about what's coming next for Team Palestine? You got 1 minute.
I got 1 minute, man. Well, first I want to thank you for having me. You know what I mean, and I get to share some of my information about what happened. You know, but this is the start, man. This is the start. You're gonna hear Team Palestine a lot more, and when November comes, Team Palestine is gonna be a normal thing. You know, like how we hear about Team USA. Team Palestine is just gonna be just as common. This is a start for Team Palestine, man. We're gonna free our country soon, inshallah, and I feel like maybe this game is a dive into the right direction, inshallah.